Okay, everybody, we're only 2 days away from our launch. I know it's Saturday, so I'll try to make this one quicker. One of the questions that came up was, everybody's on the cloud today. I watched your video. How is it that you guys are different? So many products are on the cloud. So that's a great question, and we're going to approach that actually as the focus for today. And we're going to talk about automation. So automation is what I promised I was going to talk about, so this is perfect. And third generation technology. So in one of my blogs, I talked about how there are really 3 generations of technology today. You can consider wearable technology kind of a 4th generation, maybe a 3rd and a half generation, but really it's 1st generation technology, which is paper and pencil, offline technology. 2nd generation technology is your server-based technology, is your local, your computer. And then 3rd generation technology is your cloud, right? It's your laptops, your tablets, your phones, your phone computers, basically anything that is accessible elsewhere and managed for you. So we want to talk about automation because so many people say that they've got an automated cloud-based solution or they've got a cloud-based solution. But what they're really talking about is an external hard drive solution. They're talking about an external storing solution, a solution where the only savings really is in buying servers for your office, which is a tremendous savings, but that's not really where the power of the cloud is. And that's what we want to talk about today. So generally, most cloud-based systems are built to receive information, kind of like an event, right? So a patient visit scheduled, a note is completed, a bill is generated, and then to plug that into a report or to submit that information to a report or to a clearinghouse or something, or to the patient balance or something. So we've got an event, and then the cloud actually goes ahead and kind of sprinkles, sprinkles down that information. However, that doesn't really solve the major problem. The major problem is the coordination of staff members and patients together, right? The problem is that we've got staff members and patients who need to be a part of the same community, who need to work together. But what ends up happening is you create this kind of caste system where office staff see themselves as beyond the patient, right? And so they feel they don't feel the same level of connection that they really should, and that includes a practice owner, a business owner. And it's not an intentional thing. It's just a result of the amount of the quantity of pure data that they have to sift through. And so what 3rd generation technology should do, and what POI Technologies does, whether it's our cloud-based solution for EHR scheduling, billing, and the whole shebang, patient marketing, everything, our custom storefronts, apps, all of it. Basically, the idea is that we take those events, we do everything that we're supposed to do in terms of reporting and submitting and all that, but at the same time, the cloud thinks. The cloud acts as kind of an extra brain in your office, and it actually takes that information and figures out what needs to get done, what the next step should be based on either standardized practices, so like requirements, laws, or practice-specific, practice-level customizations. So you say that when X happens, Y should be the result, right? A patient misses an appointment, then the following actions should automatically happen. I want my staff to do to make a phone call. I want them to send a postcard. I want them to follow up in 2 days. And so you don't want your staff to have to memorize all of these procedures or have them written down somewhere, because again, that takes away from the patient interaction time. That takes away from the patient community building. And so what we want is to actually input an event, have the cloud figure out what should happen next, and then assign it to whoever is responsible. And then whoever's responsible really is just responsible for interacting with patients. They're just responsible for expanding and growing and strengthening that community. And so what happens is, whether you're an office manager, a clinician, a patient, front desk, billing, collections, everybody is inputting into the cloud, and everybody is receiving the work that they need to get. And as a result, you avoid all of the tension inside in office between staff members. So there's no question of whether one person should have done something for someone else. There's no question of who should be covering who if someone's not in the office that day. And there's no tension between office staff and patients because the patients, really don't have anything to worry about because they're getting some level of consistent attention. So, really, when we talk about automation, we're talking about a thinking system, a living, breathing system that responds in real time to the information that's given to it based on what's happening in your office. And all of that's possible through third-generation technology. So whether you're excited about our cloud-based platform for your billing company or your integrated product, or you want to build an EHR that you want to place on our platform and build your own community, or you want to be an expert in your space, you want to be an expert in your space like some of our clients. Brian Capra is one of our clients who has a company, Genesis Chiropractic, and he is the expert in his space because of POI technologies, because he is able to bring this kind of solution coupled with his own expertise that he continues to build, kind of like yesterday we were talking about optimization. He continues to build his expertise. And so when he goes to events, he's a well-respected clinician in his industry because he brings a unique value that no one else does. And it's an incredible space. Just the chiropractic space alone is, the biggest franchises today in chiropractic only control 0.5% of the market. And it's an over $16 billion a year in revenue market. And that's just chiropractic. We're not even talking about physical therapy, major medical, general practitioners, surgery, all that. This is just one subset of healthcare. And the biggest franchises only control 0.5% of that market. And so, regardless of how you want to go about it and whatever specialty you want to go about it, keep in mind it's a blue ocean. It is an absolute frontier where you can stake your claim, you can become an expert, and POI can help you get there.